На следующей сессии мы поговорим о том, как запустить бизнес на рынке Германии.
At the next session, we're going to discuss how
на
to
немецком
launch
рынке,
a business
инструментах и возможностях
in
для
Germany,
развития
about the promising technologies and niches on the German market, the instruments and opportunities for development, and the growth of deep tech companies in the region.
Good to see you.
North Rhine-Westphalia, we're going to discuss today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you, first of all, my warm welcome to this event from the city of Düsseldorf, which is actually the capital of North Rhine-Westphalia, to Moscow. And it's a pleasure and also, of course, an honor to be here with you this afternoon. My name is Felix Neugart. I'm the CEO of NRW.Global Business, which is the trade and investment agency of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany's largest state. And let me give you an overview over what we have to offer, over our potential, and invite you to come to North Rhine-Westphalia and join us here in our business development. As I told you, we are Germany's largest state. We have a population of over 17 million, and we have a number of large cities in North Rhine-Westphalia, one city over 1 million inhabitants, Cologne. We have our capital, Düsseldorf. We have Dortmund, we have Essen. We have a number of very large, very vibrant cities, which provide actually very good, very excellent conditions for doing business and also for startups. And we have a large metropolitan area. We have the Ruhr area, which you might heard about, with over 5 million inhabitants. We have the Rhine area with over 3 million. So we have very densely populated, very economically vibrant metropolitan areas here in North Rhine-Westphalia. Let me also give you an idea about our economic weight. We are actually Germany's heavyweight in terms of business, in terms of GDP. We have a GDP of over 700 billion euros, which is around over 20% of Germany's overall GDP, and it is 4.5% of the GDP of all of Europe. So if we were an independent state, we would rank number 18 in terms of economic weight, in terms of GDP on a global scale. And you see also that all the other business or the other economic indicators are quite substantial for the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. We are also very well connected. Actually, we ourselves call us Europe's gateway. We have two major international airports here in North Rhine-Westphalia, one in Düsseldorf, the other one in Cologne. And we have, of course, also 4 additional airports with important European connections. And there, you see it on the slide here, more than 550 direct flights from North Rhine-Westphalia to many destinations all over the world. And also, you can see it on the slide, also in terms of other indicators for connectiveness, for being connected to Europe and to the world. I think we have quite something to offer here in North Rhine-Westphalia. In terms of our business emphasis, I think we are very strong in a number of sectors. We are not dominated by a single sector, but we have a large emphasis on manufacturing. You might know that North Rhine-Westphalia actually was the cradle of Germany's industrial development many decades ago, and also today we have translated this into a very vibrant, a very strong manufacturing economy. You see that we are very good at mechanical engineering, chemicals, metal production, or sectors like electrical engineering and automotive. In all, you see it on the slide at the bottom, industrial enterprises based in NRW generated sales of 320 billion euros last year, and this is, I guess, quite substantial. We have also a number of very large companies based here in North Rhine-Westphalia. Actually, 18 out of the 50 top selling companies in Germany are based here, and I've put on the slate here a number of names, household names, and you might be, or you're definitely familiar with at least some of them. All of them are based here in North Rhine-Westphalia. But we have not only large companies, we have also many small and medium-sized companies. These companies actually form the backbone of our economic structure. And this is what you can see on this map here on the left. We have also a large number of so-called hidden champions. This is medium-sized companies, which sometimes the names are not so well known, which are based not in the big cities, but in smaller towns in Germany. But these companies are very competitive on a global scale. They are leaders in their business segments. And as you see from this map here on the left, we have a large number of these medium-sized companies, of these hidden champions here in North Rhine-Westphalia in comparison to other states in Germany. We're also very strong when it comes to ICT, to information technology. About 1/3 of all ICT sales here in Germany are generated in North Rhine-Westphalia, and around 1/5, 20% of all German startups, of all young companies, which are of course very strong in digital technology, are based here in North Rhine-Westphalia. And we have a number of very prominent companies like Trivago, Omani, or BidStars, which have their origin and their center here. And this is of course also related to the fact that we have a large number of students here in North Rhine-Westphalia. I'll come back to this later. A large number of students, especially in informatics and electrical engineering, almost 100,000 students at 14 universities and 16 colleges. When we now bring these two elements together, on the one hand, a large industrial base, many medium-sized companies, very successful in their respective manufacturing sector on global markets. And on the other hand, our digital cutting edge, our digital companies. So there's huge potential actually for digitalization, for supporting these medium-sized companies in digitalizing, in introducing digital devices, digital processes into their businesses. And we have identified, and you can see this on the slide, 5 sectors where we see a special potential for supporting digitalization processes. This is energy. This is the bulb you see at the right corner, up at the top corner, with a number of also of company names, which are all of them based in North Rhine-Westphalia. We see this potential in mechanical engineering and production technologies. You see this if you go down clockwise, also with a number of company names here in North Rhine-Westphalia. We believe that logistics has a lot to offer in this regard. Digitalizing logistics business. Healthcare is very strong here. At the left bottom, you see a number of companies based in North Rhine-Westphalia active in the healthcare sector. And of course, last but by no means least, automotive. We have many suppliers, actually the largest number of suppliers in the automotive sectors in Germany. And also here, of course, digitalization is a very big topic. Huge investments are being planned, and there's great potential for companies who can support these medium-sized companies in this process. This potential is also borne out by this map, where you can see where in Germany there's the strong, there's already an existing strong collaboration between medium-sized companies and digital companies, and you see that North Rhine-Westphalia here is very well represented. Now, let me give you also a little bit of insight into our ecosystem for startups, what North Rhine-Westphalia beyond this general strength and this general potential has to offer, especially for startups from all over the world, of course, but also from Russia. As I already indicated, I think we have a very strong university landscape. We are, as the slides put it, one of Europe's best breeding grounds for talents. Over 760,000 students at 38 universities and technical colleges. And this means that we have 1/4 of all students all over Germany, and of these, a large number also are foreign students. Over 13% of our students here are foreign students, and this makes up a very large pool of talents, and of course also a very international pool of talents in various sectors that are interesting that we can offer in North Rhine-Westphalia. This strength in terms of universities and education translates also into a strong research network in NRW. We have 68 universities and technical colleges. I pointed out to this. There are 33 special research areas at these universities. We have a substantial number of non-university research facilities, technology centers, and I think we are also very strongly, very prominently represented in the famous German research networks, the Fraunhofer Institutes for Applied Research. We have 14 here in North Rhine-Westphalia, the Max Planck Institutes, and also the institutes of the Leibniz Association. So I think we can provide a very strong, a very dense, a very vibrant research network for many high-tech industries here in North Rhine-Westphalia. Let me also further elaborate this point that we are a very strong location for startups. If you see here the distribution of startups in all of Germany, and you see here that North Rhine-Westphalia actually has the largest percentage of startups, almost 20% in front of Berlin, which of course is also quite strong in this area, Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria, third and fourth. And this means that there are many high potential startups which are present here in North Rhine-Westphalia, which benefit from this environment that I've just described. And there are centers of startups, so to speak, in Cologne, where there's a large startup community, Düsseldorf, the state capital also, and of course the Ruhr area, Essen, Duisburg, Dortmund, which is also a very vibrant metropolitan area where many startups are based. We have also, there's a broad range of events geared towards bringing startups together, also aimed at attracting startups from abroad, at bringing together startups from Europe, from all over the world, with startups, with potential investors, with companies from North Rhine-Westphalia. And let me just mention 3 of these events here in the center. Yes. Here in the center, you have the Ruhr Summit, which takes place in the Ruhr area, a very prominent meeting point for startups from all over the world, which will take place actually end of this month in a digital format. We have the digital demonstration day in Düsseldorf, which you see here at the left top corner, which will take place in September. And we have the startup, the Pirate Summit in Cologne, which will be back in 2022 next year. So to all of these events, I would like to invite you. In June, this will be definitely a digital event. September, I think we'll have some physical elements, and the Pirate Summit then in Cologne next year will be physically. So you're all invited to take a look, to take a glimpse of what North Rhine-Westphalia has to offer in terms of startup environment. Now, let me also point briefly to our regional platforms, these so-called Digi Hubs. We have 5 of them in 5 cities: the city of Aachen, city of Düsseldorf, city of Münster, city of Bonn, and the Ruhr area. Again, in this case, it's based in the Ruhr hub is based in Essen, and here there are facilities for startups to meet, to exchange, and also there are programs to bring startups together with companies, with potential partners, to help them to develop their business here in North Rhine-Westphalia. We are also home to a number of federal and regional clusters. I don't want to go into details here. You see the logos. We have the InsurLab, for instance, which is a federally funded cluster focused on insurance industry. We have the which is based in Cologne, by the way. We have the Digital Hub for Logistics in Dortmund, which is geared towards the need of the logistics industry. We have the ECO here on the left side, an association of the internet industry, and various others. So I think we have a very dense environment and landscape of clusters of associations to support and to engage with startups in North Rhine-Westphalia. There's also a number of tech clusters specifically created and also funded by the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. You see here on nano technology, quantum technology, 5G, big topic here, aerospace, artificial intelligence or blockchain. So any future-oriented technology is being supported and developed by these tech clusters. Let me give you probably very briefly 3 examples of how startups and medium-sized companies are brought together here in North Rhine-Westphalia. One is the technology network. It's OWL, which is based in Eastern Westphalia, the region of Eastern Westphalia. This is actually what the abbreviation of OWL stands for. And they have a smart factory in Lemgo, in the city of Lemgo. It's a rural area actually, but very strong medium-sized companies, very internationally successful. And they've put up this smart factory, which is a kind of laboratory where technologies in terms of Industry 4.0, of digitalizing production manufacturing processes, are being tested. And this is a cluster and a location which is also supported by the German Federal Ministry, very successful in bringing together digital technologies, digital startups, and the successful medium-sized manufacturing companies. Something similar in this sector is the Digital Capability Center of Aachen. You might be aware of the University of Aachen, the Rheinisch-Westfälische Hochschule, which is one of the world's most famous universities for engineering, and they've established this Digital Capability Center attached to the university, which is also focused on supporting the digital manufacturing transformation for medium-sized or small enterprises. Also, I think a very attractive location to come together, to collaborate, to partner with manufacturing companies. And a third example of the concrete support is the city of Dortmund, which has an accelerator which is aimed at deep tech startups. DO Accelerate is the name of this accelerator, and this platform is focused on supporting startups in the fields of artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and data analytics. And you see here, there's also the possibility to apply to be part of this endeavor in Dortmund. Now let me share the next slide with you here. Now, let me very briefly, towards the end, focus on IT security, which is another, I think, very important, very attractive field of activity here in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. We have actually 20 universities and research institutions which deal with IT security in terms of research, in terms of education. We have the city of Bonn, where we have 2 federal institutions related to IT security, the Federal Commission for the Protection of Data. Yes, you can see the presentation? Yes, like this? I did it actually. It should be full screen now, but let me. So now it's full screen, huh? Very good. So let me just round this up. IT security is a very important focus of our IT business, and we have these federal institutions in the city of Bonn, the Federal Commissioner for Data Protection and the Federal Office for Information Security. We have a cluster of companies focused on this topic in Bonn, and we have also Fraunhofer Research Institute focused on communication and information processing. And we have also a second center of IT security in the city of Bochum, in the Ruhr area, where we have the Horst Görz Institute for IT Security, which is, I think, quite famous in this regard. It's part of the University of Bochum. And we have the announcement of the Max Planck Society. This is one of the leading research societies in Germany, that they will establish a new institute for cybersecurity and privacy, also in the city of Bochum. So IT security is also one of the hotspots, one of the most promising topics here in North Rhine-Westphalia. Now, in conclusion, let me just point out that we have also very intensive, very good business relation, very strong business relation with Russia. You see a number of Russian companies which are based in North Rhine-Westphalia on this slide. And we have also a very substantial Russian population here. 1/5 of all Russians in Germany live in North Rhine-Westphalia. And on this basis, of course, we would like also to invite you to come to North Rhine-Westphalia. I hope I have given you an idea about the potential that we can offer, especially in terms of digitalizing medium-sized companies. I hope I have given you some idea about our support tools, which we can offer for those of you who decide to come to North Rhine-Westphalia. If you have any questions, if you want our support as from our company, NRW.Global Business, you see here our colleagues who are there to help you. Let me just pick out one, Ekaterina Kapushenkova. She's our representative in Moscow. We have 14 offices abroad. She's heading our office in Moscow, so any detailed questions that you might have about our state and the support which we can offer to you, please direct these questions to her. Thank you very much. And if there's some time left, I'm also, of course, will be happy to answer any questions or need for additional information that you might have. Thank you very much.
веселья, жажда путешествий, жажда общения. Утоляй любую жажду с освежающими вкусами Липтон. Мой любимый персик.
При низких температурах окружающей среды тела быстро теряют энергию. Но нахождение вблизи источника тепла позволяет телу получать тепловое излучение. Происходит самопроизвольное перераспределение тепла. Следовательно, когда источники тепла находятся вместе, их энергия побеждает холод. Лучшее создается вместе. Газпромбанк.
МТС Стартап Хаб. Работа с реальным бизнес-заказчиком МТС. Доступ к ресурсам самого крупного телеком-бренда в России. Не можешь поверить? А в твой стартап обязательно поверят. У нас есть все, что тебе понадобится. Ресурсы, клиенты, технологии, каналы продаж. Мы оценим твой продукт, правильно применим в своем бизнесе и масштабируем на мировой рынок. МТС Стартап Хаб ждет тебя и твоих нереальных бизнес-идей.